Good morning, everybody. Let me just get everything up in place. I think we're okay. Just move this up a little bit. Okay, let's check the feed. See that we're all okay. Let's have a look. Phone out the way a little bit. Okay, so we've got quite a lot happening today for this one. So I hope everyone's comfy. And got snacks and drinks. Hi Leslie. Hi Julie. Yep, if you want to have gin.
Have you got your gin ready, Julie?
Might be a little bit early. Okay, I think that's all alright. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi Samantha. Hi Andreen. Get myself shuffled up to the desk. Hello Elizabeth. Oh, have you got sun where you are? Ah, that's fine, Wendy. Have fun. Hi Jill. Hi Joe. Hello Donna. Hello Jane. It's lovely to have you all here. And if you're on catch up, I hope you enjoy it too. Hello Gail. Hi Jill. Oh, what? Well, on the south coast, it's very grey and muggy. All I can see out the window is a wall of dark grey cloud. Ah, very nice, Elizabeth. I'm yet to make it over to Ireland, somewhere I would love to go to though. Okay, so if everybody is okay, we'll make a start. Ah, so there's a real divide across the country today.
There it is.
But I guess that's only fair.
Yeah, of course.
Right, so like I say, we're doing 3 techniques today, all involving the watercolour powders, or I will actually be using brushos. Hi Pam. It will actually be 4 cards because there's a 2 for 1. So this is basically what we're making style wise and product wise. So move these to one side and we'll have another look at these when we get to them. I'll pop these over here, I think. That's it. So this is the first one we are going to be creating, and as you can see, it's got this lovely foiled stencil in the background. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I didn't know you could do this until I was fiddling about. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Elizabeth. Ooh, waiting to have your nails done, Suze. Enjoy. Hi, Christine. Now, I expect other people have known you can do this.
She's only doing it for you, Donna.
It's all for Donna. All for Donna. So I thought I'd share how I'd done it. Now other people might do it completely differently, and I expect Marion and the WOW team have their own way of doing this. I just thought I'd share how I've done it. So let's get the bits out for card number 1. I will of course as usual, put a materials list and the instructions for each card up on the group later. There we go. Quite a few bits here today. This is a 15 by 15 card blank. Let's move that to one side. There we go. I've got all my bits pre-cut to make life easier and to avoid the drying time. He's fiddly. Fiddling. Okay. And we will be using Dotty About You stencil. We've got the Christmas baubles and the Christmas and More sentiments. So, we do the messy bit first, I think. Let's have a look. Where can I put that? Put the card somewhere. I can see it. I've got so many bits and pieces out this morning you wouldn't believe. Okay. Get myself organised. Okay. Got two bits of card here. That's that bit. Let me just check. Copy that bit. That's the backing parts. Let's move those to one side. So I've got a piece of true black card. Oh, fantastic, Pam. There we go. Oh, I hope so, Christine. This is 12 by 12. It won't be when we're finished, but I will explain that. And the first thing we need to do is pop the stencil over the top. I'm always doing my mucky bits on the same side. Just line it up so we've got even edges around. So the gap there and there is roughly the same. Move that up slightly. Gap there and there is the same. Now I am using 3D gloss gel medium from That's Crafty. You could try it with whatever you have, but this is what I've been using and this is what seems to work. So I'm going to go in with a spatula, give it a little bit of a zhuzh. Put that at the bottom and gradually scrape over. Keep going in. Try and go in the same direction if you can. You want even coverage over the whole lot. You could of course do this over a bigger piece of card. Oh, Aileen, you've got COVID.
Oh, that's not cool.
Oh, I've had quite a few people at the moment that've got COVID. I hope you're not feeling too bad. Our friend has just had it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just had it.
Completely knocked him out. There we go. So you want nice, even coverage. That's it. If you didn't want to get your mat too mucky and sticky, you could just do this on a bigger piece of card, really, it doesn't matter. I was just trying to organise myself. But as long as we've got a nice coverage on here, and you can see, because it goes this lovely bluey colour on the black. It's basically like spreading butter. Okay, wipe the excess back off of there. Pop the lid on. We're done with that. Okay, so I'm just going to hand these to Brian to wash straight away, because you don't want this to be drying on there.
Just pass us the stencil.
I'll need the spatula back.
Okay.
Okay. So take this up, and then you need to let this dry and let it dry naturally, because it will be activated by the heat. So we'll pop this to one side and have a tidy. So, get my cloth. That's okay, Kim. Have a safe journey. That comes up really easily, as you can see. That's no problem to get rid of at all. When I was prepping a piece the other day, it didn't take long to dry off at all. The gel medium, it was no problem. Okay, so to show you the bit we've got once that's done. Thank you. Do you want to take that? Before I put my arm in it or something daft.
Yep.
Okay, so when it's dried, it comes out nice and shiny like this. That's it, which is quite funky in itself. And we are going to cut this down, and the reason being, this is because when you're applying the gel medium, you might get a little bit of seepage over the edge onto the bottom, and that will make a difference when you're foiling it. It might catch. So I'm literally going to take 1/2 centimetre off on every side. It's alright, I don't need it in yet. So we'll be making it into an 11 by 11. That's that. Just neatens up the edges for you. There we go. That's our background piece ready. Get that out of the way. Okay, so next we're going to come on to the actual brushos themselves. And I'll put a piece here, which I've already got prepped because we needed to wait for it to dry. So I've got another piece slightly bigger, which you can then chop into to stamp onto. It is, isn't it, Julie? Hi, Yvonne. Those pieces. So I'm going to be using, if you're going to be doing the same thing, you of course can use whichever ones you like. Let's have a look. I'm going to be using the turquoise brushos because it goes with the foil that I'm going to be using later. Doesn't have to, of course. Now, if you prefer, because you will get the powder pretty much everywhere, you could use gloves if you wanted to. And then I have a small fan brush. There we go. And all I'm going to do is gently go in at the top, come up quite high, tap all over. You won't see anything yet. You might be able to hear the grains dropping down. Have you got that bit of plastic, Brian?
Yes, I have.
Lovely. We can put this on because it's going to be soggy. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. A little goes a long way with brush hose. Put the lid on there. And we're going to come in with our water spray. And you will start to see that go. There we go. So now you can see where you're headed. And like we did before, if you want to, you can come back in with a bit more powder. I quite like the grainy effect you get with it.
Alright, enough people, you're telling us that it's all beautiful apart
From here.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go.
Jack's has
Leave
just
it at that.
got up.
Ooh.
She overslept.
There we go. If you want to, you can dab that with kitchen towel and knock it back a bit, knock the colour back, or you can just leave this as it is and obviously leave it to dry naturally if you add heat to it. Oh, sorry, yeah, the card, it's the Dragon's All-Purpose. Thank you for reminding me, Anne. I should think it is the same, yes.
Yeah,
yes, Samantha,
yeah.
Okay, so let's transfer this onto this one. Let me bring this up a bit so you can have a little look. If you leave this to dry naturally, you're going to get a much better result. Obviously, if we start adding heat to it, you could burn the powder, you could move it around. It's best to let it do its own thing. And also that way it will shrink back nice and flat as well. But I love it. So that's all we need to do for the background card. Let's give this another tidy. Yeah. Hopefully today I'm going to show you how versatile these powders are, what you can use them for. Okay, so we'll bring in the piece that we already had done. Sometimes you can still get the little granules on top. If you're going to be stamping, it's quite nice just to, I've got, look at this, I've got this really old paintbrush that I use for all sorts of yuck, and it's just good to just go over the top, take off the surface powder, and then you can use a nice smooth brush. Thank you, everyone. Just go over like that, whisk it all away, and you're good to go. Bring in the stamp platform. You can see I'll be doing all sorts of Christmas bits on here. Now, we're actually only going to be stamping a couple of the baubles. So what should we go for? Okay, I'll do the same. I'm going to do this slightly differently to the card we already had made. Hi, Kim.
Hi, darling.
Put there. And then we'll have that one. Thank you. The blue is lovely, isn't it? So, that will do. And I'm just going to stamp in black this time and heat emboss in clear, because I want to try another technique with you all. Hopefully it works.
is it gin hour tonight at 8 o'clock with Julie?
Gin along a Julie. That was funny the other night. Time to settle in. Should be fine. Beautiful. Hi Rachel, how are you? It's Versifying Claire Nocturne. The ink, I use that for pretty much everything because it is a much finer pigment with it. It picks up all the lovely fine detail from the stamps. Okay, so let's pop that one away for now.
What black ink are you using, my girl?
Yeah, I just said that. Okay, so we'll just heat set this quickly. Add to the shine of it. So I'm just using the Wow Clear Gloss. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear all the banging and drilling and things still. Our next door but one neighbours are still having the loft extension done.
And they're off on holiday.
It seems to have been going on forever. Okay, let's give this a quick blast. It was funny, wasn't it? You. I've never used the pixie powders. I have to give those a go as well. I'm so used to working with the brush hose. There are now. Lots of different companies have got their own versions. It's well worth looking out for. I was using the 13 Arts last time. I thought we'd try these. A bit of a difference. Quick blast over the top, make sure we've got it all. Okay. Now before, oops, stand up. Set dry out.
What? More Jim?
Poor Julie. The original card I used embossing powder. But I've got two pieces here. So I thought we would try, I'll do an embossing powder and we'll do bonding powder and foil as well, I think.
Can you recapture first level in and extend to where the project will be afterwards?
Marilyn, they will be in files and it will be a PDF, so you can download it and then you can do whatever you want with it. PDFs just make life easier, I always think. So I'm going to pop that roughly in the middle. That up. Okay, where's my sock? Okay, this is my very special sock that I use for my anti-static. It's just a trainer liner with talcum powder. So we'll come back in with the Wow embossing pad. nice squidge and a little tap. Get that firm down all over. And we'll do 2 of these and see what happens. Okay, that's 1. And then I've got another bit of vellum ready. Just make sure that's going to fit on. Yeah. Go over a little bit. Give it another go with my sock. That's it. Get this covered. Come back in, get the squidge down, some nice bold stamps, so we need to make sure we got that all covered. There we go. Give her a little wipe. Move that one out the way. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 in bonding powder. This is the Wow bonding powder, which you use exactly like embossing powder, and then you can go ahead and laminate, or however you do your hot foiling, and you're done. Pick that up, a little tap. Yeah, fine. Put this back in the tub. Lid back on, and then we'll do the other one in polished silver. Now I haven't got the ultra fine yet, but I will do. I definitely need to get those, I think. Something really satisfying about heat embossing onto vellum. I don't know what it is. Let's put that away before it goes everywhere. I'm going to give these a heat up. Now, because it's vellum, I'm going to come in gently over the top so I can see what's happening, so we don't burn anything. Yes, I definitely need to get those ordered. There we go. Just across a bit. Isn't that lovely? Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so that's 1. And then we'll do the same with the bonding powder. Definitely. Slightly more difficult to see. Ah, there we go. I'll catch it in the light so I can see where I've been. And once I've done this, we'll swap our plugs over. That should be fine. Okay, so that's that done. assistant to change the plugs.
McCowan asked, haven't heard of bonding powder. Does it do what it says on the tin?
It does, yes.
It does.
Brian, can you change the plug, please?
Yep.
Yeah. Get it from Wow, and it's exactly the same tubs and everything else as the embossing powder. There we go. And yeah, if you apply this just like you do embossing powder, and then you can go over with your fab foils. It's exactly the same as the embossing powder, just wait until it changes from the powdery look to the shiny glossy look, and it will be fine. Just have a clear up of the powders. Now let's have a little go with these. Put that stamp to one side. And I thought we might try a little bit of bleaching. Kitchen towel ready, which is always useful to have. And I've just got a little bottle of bleach. I'm just going to put a little bit on the mat. Come in with quite a little brush. Let's pick one out. That one will do. What's the difference between what, Jax? The bonding and the embossing? Let's catch up. Embossing, once you've added it, that's the effect you're going to get. It will be embossed with whatever colour or effect. Bonding powder is like a base for you to go in with your foil. So, hope that makes sense. Once I start doing it, we'll see. Bonding powder is literally what it says, really. It creates a surface that you can bond the foil to. There we go. It's worked a little bit. Usually brushers are quite good for this. Sometimes you can bleach areas out. Work that in a little bit more. So I'm just using ordinary household bleach. Work into there. There's a little bit of water as well. That's it. Right, let's put the laminator on, that might help. Looks like it, doesn't it? It's just Brian's little bottle of bleach. I don't know if he's when was the last time it was filled up. I'll tell you what, instead of carrying on with that and it not working, because it looks like the bleach is older than I thought it was. No, it's okay, because we will do this another time.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Okay.
Let's just mop this up. I thought it was just worth a go. But that's fine. I wasn't sure how old the bleach in the bottle was.
Yeah, if you want to try the bleaching technique, it's best to use brand new bleach.
Ah, okay. So, scissors. Right, let's cut our baubles out while we're waiting. Okay. So I'm just going to come in, little border all the way around. That's like we've done before.
feet of your products all over the world.
And around and down. These are lovely easy shapes to cut out. So turn it over. You want to nail over the back because you get that little lifting.
Do you want to explain to Pam what you just tried to do?
It's literally bleach, household bleach. And what it should have done is lifted the colour off. It has very slightly, but I didn't realise that it had been in the bottle for so long. So it's better to use it when it's fresh bleach, if you like. But we can do this another time, it's no problem. I just thought as we were doing it, I would try it. It wasn't on the original card anyway, so... around here. All the way around.
I think maybe I was trying to do so many techniques in one. Is that for Donna?
Yeah. As many cars as possible. No problem, Pam. That's what this is all about, the Technique Tuesday. Okay, so that's the baubles ready.
Well, Samantha, doesn't she?
Hmm?
You make cutting look so easy.
I don't look too closely. Okay, let's get our card blank ready while we wait for the laminator to heat up. So as I said, that's a 15 by 15. And I've got a black piece of card which is 11.8 by 11.8. I want some just fine mats and layers on here. I wanted to try and fit in as many things with the brushos as possible, so you can see the versatility of them really. We touched on it last time. And I've got a piece of coordinating colour to go on the top of here, and this is 11.3 by 11.3. Again, all these measurements will be on the file on the group. Pop this down centrally. Set. That will frame our design nicely. Set, so that's ready. Baubles ready. Foil. This is the Wow Fab foils I'm using. Let me just get another piece of copy paper ready. I'm also going to be using two pieces there. A piece of what's it called? Like baking paper, grease proof. Just because we've got they're quite sticky. It's much more sticky than the bonding powder, so it just protects everything a little bit more. Okay, let's get this on that. This is teal. This opened. Get a grease proof in there as well. So we need to make sure that we cover the whole of this. One and a half, I should think. Some quite nice sharp scissors to do this. or like Julie was saying, a long pair. Okay, that's a bit there. Colour facing up, and then we just need a little bit more down the bottom. I think I can get that all on one.
Done as well, Philip. You got to do bleach technique.
Yes,
Tuesday.
we can do bleaching. I'll tell you what else works lovely with bleach, and that's tissue paper. Got that wrong, haven't I?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll get my scissors off. You need to cover the whole lot in one pass, because otherwise it will stick to the paper. Okay, and then we're going to be doing this as well. Actually, I'll put that through separately. Just close that down, keep it nice and flat. So let's bring in the laminator. Ooh, knocking everything over in the process.
Good stuff, Donna, because it sticks to things as well.
Okay, I think you can see. So we're going to go in with the closed side. Just let that feed through, let it do its own thing. Gel medium is brilliant. I mean, it is actually used for creating like sticking down 3D projects and things. But I was just having a little bit of an experiment. Hopefully it works again. Okay, so let's take this out. That to one side. Don't jinx it. There we go. I've got these bits we can use later. I can't wait to see what Julie's going to show us later.
How to drink a bottle of gin without holding your breath.
There we go. Peel that away. Isn't that fantastic? That would look gorgeous on something as well, wouldn't it?
Pam's just asked, is it a special machine or is it a laminator?
It's a hot laminator from that big river place. There we go. Isn't that fantastic?
Brilliant. I
was beside myself when I discovered this.
Oh no. I'm not watching you, me Julie.
Right, so let's do the sentiment. We don't need that one now. Try this the same way. Got an end bit here. Let's try this. It's going to be big enough. Hope so. Yep. That's fine. And we'll pop this through. I'll stuck to myself now. Sure, that's nice and flat before it goes through. And again, the closed edge into it. No, you're not, Julie. I don't know. What are we like? Da, 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 da. Hum a little hum as it goes through. Okay, here it comes. That's it. Right. So we can take that away now. That's done with.
You need it again.
No. That's the foiling today. Open this up.
Don't do what I did, Pete. Pick up the hot foiling machine. Well, No one sees that, would they?
That's it. So that's our Christmas done. If you want to, like I've shown before, I can find my brush. You can go over, lift off the bits around the edge there. And that's all nice and neatly tidied up. So we've got that. It has missed a little bit on there, but that's fine. Beautiful. So we can put our card together now. So we've got the silver one done. So we've done the heat embossing, and we've got that one.
What
Now we're going to decide.
Stand on your head and rub your tummy.
It needs to be a foil that works being heat activated. The gel medium is from That's Crafty. Okay. That's a little bit annoying. So we can pop this across the bottom of our design. Line that up. I'm gonna fold it on one side, and then I just hold it in place with a little bit of sticky tape so that I know it's caught. You can use glue, that's no problem. The bauble stamps are Julie's new Christmas release from the Christmas Joy collection this year. And you can get, there's a list of stockists on this page, pinned post at the top. And they are the Christmas baubles. There we go, that's that in place. So we've got that on. We can now attach this to the front, make sure we're the right way up.
Yeah.
Get this popped down. And we can come in with another bit of copy paper, smooth across. So what I did originally was I had one stuck down and the other one slightly raised on top, which we can do again. A little bit of glue. Stick to that fine. Oh, thank you. And I've got a little bit of my corrugated card to stick on the back.
See me do the corrugated card.
It's so light as well.
Yeah,
Great. And then we're going to place this one over the top. What I did was I had the point going into the little gap between the M. Seemed to work quite nice visually. Like so. Then if you want to, you can finish off with some glossies. A couple of these in, little hangers.
It's on
Pizza
my
boxes. Pizza boxes are brilliant. Okay. So that's today's version of this card. Nice and shiny. You can actually see that has lifted the colour. Now it's dried off a bit.
That's beautiful.
But we will definitely try that again.
Oh God, what have I started?
So there we go, versions 1 and 2. Both very, very shiny and sparkly for Christmas. Okay. Now, card 2 didn't actually start off life as a Christmas card. It actually started off life as a creator card. Let's get the bits out that we need. Thank you very much. Okay, so I've got one done already, so we didn't have to wait for it to dry. Got a bit more heat embossing to do. Should go through all the measurements and bits and that again. Some nice satin card. There we go. That's the creator card we're going to be using. This is a 10th fold. It is. Put this down. It's an A6.
Ah, Susan, you got to hide it.
It's an A6 and it's 10th fold. This card blank. Let's pop these to one side. Move that one out of the way, so we're finished with it. So these are the creator cards, and they're amazing. You can still get hold of these. They come in a pack of can't remember. Julie? How many do you get in a pack? And you can get them in gold or black, but I thought we'd go with the gold because that's nice and Christmassy. And they will take a lot of like mediums and wets and inks and paints and all sorts. So, my little messy mat in.
20 in the pack.
Ah, 20. It's 2 of each. 10 designs, isn't it? 2 of each. That's it. Okay, so we're going to go traditional colours with this one. So I've got emerald green brusho, and I'm basically just going to pop them roughly where the leaves are. Anywhere there's sort of a leaf. In there.
5 designs, 4 of each. Have you read that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was more than that. My memory. Shocking. And then we've got scarlet brusho.
Oh.
No problem, you're very welcome.
I've got more brushes on my fingers than you have on your fingers.
They're powerful little things. They are literally powdered watercolour.
Yeah. She usually waits for him to go out and then she cuts small pieces for me to use. Nice one, Susan.
Okay. And then for the rest of the background, I thought we'd stick with a neutral lemony colour. So.
Majula's on the ball.
I don't know why I didn't bring the packet over with me. But I thought there are some designs in there which lend themselves to Christmas cards as well. So if you've got them or would like to get them, you can change it up and make some easy Christmas cards with them as well. So, like we did before, going to come in with our water, and you see the colours jump into life. This time we're going to go over with the kitchen towel. Because we will add some more colour to it anyway. So you've basically got your colour, and that's going to be lovely when it's dried.
There you go. Use that.
You've basically got your colour very, what's the word? It is very watercoloury. It's an impression of where the various elements are, the flowers and the leaves. So if I just mop this up, we'll get that out the way. We will need that again later. I shall pass this over to my assistant.
Didn't you find the stash of my cardboard behind the door?
I did, yeah. Squirreled away. So we'll come back to the one that I'd got dried again if you want to. Go over, because they're like crystals and granules and powder, you can get little bits that stick up. Take that away. And now we're going to add a little bit more colour. So I've got a palette. And we're going to add a little bit of the lemon. Or no, I don't think we will this time. We'll just go in with red and green.
Okay, I've just read that and it sounds so wrong. Samantha said she's got hers out and she forgot about them.
Oh. So just a little scoop. We're going to come in with the emerald and the scarlet. Snip some of that off so we don't transfer. Put that in there.
You can use another paint.
Very gently pop some water in here. Go carefully, otherwise you'll be squirting it everywhere. That's it. And then we're going to come in with our brushes again.
This gel medium's great with the textured gel as well.
Mix that up together. Yeah, I'm all about the Blue Peter. If I didn't have everything prepped, I would completely forget what I was doing. So, and then we're going to add colour. Just to emphasise. So we've not only got that lovely dispersed colour around it, but we can add in, make sure everyone's in shot, add in colour as well to define the beautiful design. It really does make a difference. So anything that's a flower, I'm doing in red. Traditional Christmas colours. One as well. Turn your card as you're working, makes life easier. Don't have to be too careful about this. It's all about the watercolour effect. A little bit there. And there's a little bit down here as well. That's it. Thank you. It looks nice and arty, I think. And I'm quite drawn to that kind of look. And then we're going to do some of the sequins on here as well. Stuff's coming off my paintbrush. It's because I left them overnight in a thing of water and I shouldn't have done, which is very, very naughty. I get some of those coloured as well. And we come in this side. Again, all the flowers. So, just work your way around, trying to see what's flower, what's flower. Do that little one. But these creator cards are so beautiful. I was just thinking, it'd be great for Christmas as well as other occasions throughout the year. And it's so easy because you've got the hard work basically is already done for you. It does, doesn't it, Julie? They really are so pretty. And this foil will resist, which is fantastic. Okay, I think that's all the red. Then we'll go on to the green. Give this another mix round. I haven't tried it actually, Elizabeth. The person who would know is our Joe Channon. I've really only used it for making something 3D. It's good to add when you've got something, a difficult surface to stick on, like a glitter card or something like that. Our Joe would definitely know. Brian, do you know the answer to that question? Because I haven't used it for that. Can you use the gel medium?
With the brush holes?
With a finishing gloss?
Not quite sure about that.
Brilliant, Bev. Just little dots where these leaves are.
I don't think you can, because you can't brush it. It don't brush so well. And these things streaky.
There, I think that's some greenery on that side.
Personally, no. But you just got to have it a go. Give it a go, Elizabeth. If you got some.
This is very relaxing doing this. I do like a bit of watercolour. These colours are so vibrant.
Where's Beth coming from? Australia? Yeah,
it's just disturbed the nice relaxing colouring.
Sorry about the sound effects, folks.
A little bit up here. Okay. Just do the other sequins we've got left. I think we'll give it a quick blast before we move on. That's it. Okay, that's for hand lister, Brian, because I know if I leave that on the desk, it's gonna everything's gonna be red and green.
Yeah. I'll get rid
It
of it.
won't
You
be
need it anymore.
good. No. Oh, it's not plugged in.
Sorry,
All right.
okay.
There we go.
Sorry. Can't get the stuff these days.
That's it.
They don't see what I do here, do they?
That's it. I'm only going to use a low setting on the heat gun because we're dealing with paint. Just a gentle heat. It is watercolour. Definitely if you're using acrylics and things, always use a low heat for drying things because it will bubble and everything. But I don't want to go at it too harsh. I haven't really added a lot of water now to this, so it shouldn't be too bad. A little blast from the back as well. Sure the fibres are back where they should be in the card. Okay, so we can leave that to dry off a little bit more now, and then we can give it a buff up. Okay, so we lean across a stamp platform, do another bit of heat embossing onto some vellum, because it looks so lovely. Okay, so the vellum it's approximately about 1.5 centimetres by 15. It just gives us a nice amount of room to use. So make sure we've got enough to wrap around the card. So I'm going to pop it down in the centre again. I'm using Have a Magical Christmas. Put that as central as we can. Yep, let's pick that up. Some of those brushes away. Clear the decks. Okay, let's come back in with my stock. Oh, moved it. So and our embossing pad from Wow. And we're going to use the gold this time. Get that to wipe. Okay, so that was from the baubles set. And come in with a bit of folded paper. And we've got the gold powder this time, polished gold. That's it. Beautiful. And you pop this away. And again, like we did the last time, I'm just going to use a low heat because it's vellum. It's a lot more delicate than hardened paper. And come in from the top, otherwise it has a habit of flapping around all over the place. That's it. And that's beautiful. There we go. It really is something very lovely about heat embossing onto vellum. Okay, let's mop that up. So as I said, we've got 10th fold, A6 card, we've got a piece of some satin gold which I had in my stash, and we're just going to go over this again just to tidy up all the lines and make sure you can see everything nicely. Get another piece of kitchen towel, clean it off with the foiled lines so it brings everything up nice and shiny. There we go. It's amazing what you can take off of the foiled areas. You could. And because obviously we've got a sentiment on here that has may your day be as special as you are, which is lovely for all year. Yes, they're great, aren't they, for and you can chop into them and do all sorts of things with them and make them bigger than they actually are. They're fantastic for that. I've got a strip of red card this time to go across. So that's about 1.5 by 12. Again, I've given myself a little bit of extra room. Let's get some glue on here. So we're going to cover this sentiment up and make it into a Christmas card. It's about even. Flatten that down nicely. And then chop the excess off. Gives a nice backing for the vellum as well. Take our sentiment, put this across the top, up slightly, position it roughly in the middle. I'm going to fold that one over first, and then that one. And now this makes us a Christmas card. So again, I'm going to hold this in place with some tape. That's it. Oop, gone a bit wonky. Change that.
Pam's going. Say goodbye.
Hi Pam. Oh, nice to have you here. Have a good day. Put that back into place because it's slipped a little bit. That's better. Okay, so now we've got our what was an everyday card into a Christmas card. And I think these flowers really lend themselves because they kind of look like a poinsettia, so that was the thinking behind that. So we'll stick our mat down first, and this is 9.2 by 13.6. Place this down to the centre. I've got a thing about having things in the centre of cards. You could do it however you like. I'm going to pop this down over the top. You could add more mats and layers if you wanted to. The creator cards are quite nice to make pockets and things with as well.
Yeah.
Because you've got that cut-off point there. That a little bit so it sticks, and then we'll go back in and firm it down all over. Oh, Jeanette, have you got something exciting? The cards you shared the other day were gorgeous. Okay, so we'll just finish off with some glossies again. Go with the little teeny tiny ones. I like those. Ooh, I can get them off. Is the only problem with the teeny tiny ones. I filed my nails yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have done. That's it. Just going to add 3 because that's the magic number. That one there. Just draws attention to the sentiment. There we go. That's our version, and then as you saw before, I've got quite a lot of different versions of these. So that's one very similar. I found another pattern in the creator cards, which works really nicely for Christmas. And then I also did it in some greens and teals and turquoises. This looks lovely. And then I did some ordinary florally ones that don't necessarily have to be Christmas. It's a lovely, lovely way to make match cards with the creator cards. Okay, they do, don't they? It's such a lovely way to make them. Okie dokie.
Oh, it's raining in Buckingham, sorry.
Oh. And on to our last project. There we go. Which is using brushos with texture paste. So I don't know if anyone's used texture paste before. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, that top's down. I decided to stop making it.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Oh. Okay, yeah, put that on.
Okay, so I've got some bits prepared already. Going to do a bit more colouring in today as well, because I know lots of people are asking about the colouring in. I'm going to be using the Tree of Life stamp set from the Julie's Christmas Joy. We have also got Hazel's Circle Medley stencil, which is fantastic for this technique. It will be a 15 by 15 finished card.
It's all for you, Donna.
Lots of cards. Yes. I feel like I need to do at least 4 cards to make Donna happy. So it will be a bit of a 2-for today, because you can get a negative and a positive. So that's what we're heading for. I've also done it again quite differently this time. So you can use all your different kind of stamping techniques, and this was using the 13 Arts powders, which have got that lovely shiny to them. And this one, we're going to keep to the traditional red and green again. Okay, so I've got my piece of card, which is 11 by 11. And And again, like we did with the first one, as you can see, I've been using this a lot. I'm going to position. It's beautiful, isn't it, Jane? Ah, Johnny, you need to get that texture paste out. We're going to position it evenly as we can, so you've got the same gap all the way around. You could do this just onto a bigger piece of paper. It doesn't really make any difference. And then the same as before, this is the That's Crafty texture paste again, which is really lovely consistency. So give this a bit of a stir. Lots of companies do texture paste.
Yeah.
Going to come in, spread this over. This is very satisfying to do.
She's very happy with that. We crack her up.
We aim to please. Hi Maxine. Oh, you had lots of meetings. That sounds a bit boring. Piece of card completely covered, just like we did on the first one. And this side covered up a bit more.
No, don't get scared.
Who's scared?
Donna's scared of using products.
Oh no, just go for it.
That's so saying that. What are you scared of using, Phillipa?
What am I scared of using?
Yeah.
The rest of that will scoop into there.
The computer to do a live every Tuesday.
Get that lid on so it doesn't dry up. Texture paste is great to use anyway. It really gives a nice finish, and just leaving it white on white is fantastic. So we're going to go in with the emerald green and the scarlet. On the original one, I think I used the turquoise and alizarin crimson, and I've got the alizarin crimson here just to show you this colour is absolutely divine. That is gorgeousness. Okay, no, it's not the same as gesso. Gesso is a chalk paint, and this has got body to it. Okay, so let's find our little fan brush again. Come in with the red first. Dip in again. Sprinkle across the top. Because the texture paste is already wet, it will start to bleed like we do when we add water.
You can actually use this texture paste as a paint marker.
Ooh. You can pre-colour it as well.
Yeah.
Texture paste, either with a brush show, but be careful because it's powdering powder. It can go a bit cloggy. Okay, now I'll come in with some green. Some of these I spritzed and some of them I just left to do their own thing. Takes a little while to come through, but the moisture from the texture paste does start working. Make sure you've got the whole lot covered, because obviously when we take the stencil off, it's just going to leave those little dots. There we go. So that's the impression of it. Now, I've got another spare piece of card here ready. So what we're going to do, carefully lift this off of here. Where's my bit of plastic first? That's it. So that's what we're left with. I'll take that away in a moment. I'm now going to spritz the stencil with water. Just over here. And place it face down so we get like the negative impression. So let's move this piece out of the way first. That's it, you can see. That gives a really funky effect. Something really different. Something different, another something different to do with our stencils. Okay. Put this over here. Then we're going to take a piece of paper. Come in over the top. You want a piece of paper to protect your hands, otherwise you'll get covered. Put some pressure down over the top. This is very similar to what we did quite a while ago now with Distress Oxides when we were doing the negative. Stamping with stencils. That's it. Take this off. Ooh, come off, come off. There we go. And we are left with another impression. So again, leave those to dry naturally. I can give these to Brian because these are definitely going to need washing straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely, because the texture paste, once it's stuck, is stuck. So let's have a tidy here. Sorry, I'll just knock everybody. You can go in, you can do that with a piece of card as many times as you like until you can't get an impression anymore. Take the majority of that off. Another white. Whacking the camera, sorry. That's straight again. Give this a proper clean up later. Just so long as the majority of it off. Okay, let me just sort this camera out. It's gone very wonky indeed. Let's try that. That's better. Don't want everyone standing on their heads to be watching. Okay, so once they are dried, you end up with these. So you would cut your piece down. So I do them too. They're both 11 by 11 centimetres. This one, if you find that the edges are a little bit rough from the texture paste, all you need to do is take a sanding block and just rub them away. It doesn't really matter, but you can just rub it off of the edge like so. Keep it nice and sharp. That's all that takes. So that's the backgrounds. Thank you. So we're going to stamp out the tree and the little tags twice because we can get 2 or more cards out of this. It depends how big a piece of paper. Oh, thank you everyone. And welcome Jennifer. So, and stamp these all at the same time. Give ourselves enough room to cut around. I'll go with this lovely tag stamp. That's it, then we can add a little wording to that once it's stamped out. You could use any ink you like really to colour this. You could go with a red or a green or emboss it. I'm going to stick with black. I've been using this tree so much, it's fantastic. Love this, and it's great for all year as well, not just Christmassy. There we go. Nice gentle even pressure, using the VersaFine Clair again, so that it picks up all that lovely detail. Give that a chance to soak into the card. Let's have a look. Yep, perfect. We can turn that round. Do our other one. Over a little bit. That's it. Okay. Again, try and give your ink time to soak into the card. Gives a much nicer impression. There we go. So let's give these a wipe so we can add our sentiment to the little tag. Pop those away. Okay. So I'm going to pop in Joy. Fits in lovely. That's it, line that up. They need barely any pressure at all. The sentiment is nice and fine. I'll do this one. That will be our stamping done. Literally just closing the door. It's perfect. There we go. So we would of course leave this to dry. You can give it a blast with your heat gun or leave it to dry naturally, which I prefer, so it's not messing with the card fibres too much. And then especially if we're going to be using the alcohol markers, because it can have a habit of bleeding. Okay, put that to one side. And we'll do a little spot of colouring. So I've already done one. There we go. And I'm using the pens that I'm always seem to be using at the moment. The Deco Time twin markers, alcohol markers. You can use, of course, whatever you like. couple of different shades of red and a couple of green. Those up there. And we'll work our way around the tree. Ooh, and we might need a blender pen as well. Trying to get that in a minute. Okay, so we'll start with the darkest. So we've got forest green and emerald green, and I always just like to double check. I can never remember which colours are lighter and darker. There we go. Could you grab my blender pen off the desk?
Yeah,
please?
sure.
I've got to bring it over. So I'm going to start with the darkest one. I'm going to come in on this leaf. Thank you. Top and bottom. This particular leaf. Come over where you think there might be shadow. Let's see if we can just bring this in a bit closer.
Are you going to do a job? Turn yourself upside down.
No, I don't think I'll do that today. Just wait for the feed to catch up so I can see it. That's it. Hopefully that's a bit easier to see. So this is just really simple colouring. It just gives a lovely effect. You can do whatever you're comfortable with. I expect there's quite a few of you that are better colourists than I am.
Put it this way, you're better than me, my girl.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I think that's all of that leaf. Yep. So, oh, I'll do the one on the little tag as well, if I forget. So we're keeping it the same leaf, coloured the same way, and that way it all coordinates beautifully. And come in with the lighter colour. Just come straight over, blending top and bottom. Bring this up at the end so you can see it better. Trying to make it as seamless as possible. A little bit in there. Do the same with each leaf. This might mess with some people's heads a little bit because I've got some red leaves as well. Oh, it's pretty, it's Christmassy, it's not a real life interpretation, so I think you can do whatever you like. You can definitely do some more colouring if anybody would like to in the future. And I've got a blender pen, which is invaluable. Lightly come across the middle. Just add a few little highlights. Don't have to be too exact being a bit careful because this is a new pen, so I don't want to bleach out everything. Just gives the illusion of some light hitting the top. Okay, Gail. Gay rather, sorry. Right, so we've got other greens, and this is bright apple green and vivid green. Again, starting with the darker. We're going to go in with this leaf. And the one with the two little prongs on, the one I call the smiley face leaf. It's just how I differentiate between them. I call them different names when we were making the other card. I think I'm boring Brian because he's yawning. Oh, I hope you'll be joining Julie this evening as well. Really looking forward to that.
But there's no gin involved. Being a good girl tonight.
8 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to that. Because I bet everybody's got bits of file lying about.
Definitely. I know I have. Have I got all the leaves that I'm supposed to have got? I think so.
Gail loves colour
pencils, yes. Yes, I do too. If you've got the time to take, yeah, it's lovely to sit and go through your different shades and tones. So again, blending out to the darker colour with the lighter colour. Just creating a little illusion of light and shape. We're spoilt for choice with colouring mediums, aren't we?
Too many. I like it very intense pencils.
Yeah, Brian's posh, he's got intense pencils. It is therapeutic. And this would look lovely with pencils.
Sorry, Pete, we're not at the dentist.
Don't know if anyone can hear the drilling or not. Hope not. You don't have to be too careful with this, really. It's quite a quick way of colouring, but adding some detail. Oh, I do the other leaf on the tag, did I? Knew there was something.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Do that now. That's the one. Just this little one here. Mustn't leave that one out. Why are pen lids always so difficult to get on and off? Maybe it's just me.
Stop it. And why not? If it was loose.
True.
See, Donna says it's beautiful colouring.
Thank
I agree.
you. Nothing special. You could take ages doing this. because we're also busy with life. I like to find quick ways of doing things, which alcohol markers are brilliant for, as are distress oxides actually. Okay, so now we'll move on to our reds.
Well, you need to do quicker. Anna's watching. She expects you to do 100 cards.
So this is true. Let's just see which is the darker one, because I've forgotten. That's that. So I have got rose red and old red. Don't quite know what old red means really, but that's what it's called.
There you go. Someone from loves your colouring.
Thank you. We can definitely go into it in more depth. That's no problem.
And I promise you I won't yell.
Just getting me back for that live you did when I was yawning.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The stripy leaf we're going to do slightly different. I'll do that in a moment. We could do this first, of course, and then add the stripy details. So you've got the depth there as well. These are Deco Time, Donna. Modelling paste, texture paste. Ooh.
It could be similar, Samantha. It could be.
It might well be. I've not used it, so I wouldn't like to say for definite, just in case.
Test it on a little bit.
Yeah, I always go in a bit mob-handed when I'm trying things.
Modelling paste could be the same texture as texture paste.
I think it might be, you know.
Yeah, I think you just got to test it, don't you?
Just a very, very small part, especially if you're using a stencil. You don't want to get anything too sticky stuck to it. Whoop. Okay, so again there.
Looking beautiful, Mickey.
Let's add some highlights before I forget. So we've got some on here. I always like them to dry off a little bit before I add the highlight in. You could come in with a white pen if you wanted to. Add highlights that way.
Just that fast as laptops. Can't keep up with you.
Oh. There we go. Ah, oh, Bev, that's lovely.
That's a skill in itself. So wow.
Definitely. Now we're going to do the trunk in these colours as well, the darker ones. A bit down there. A bit there with the darker colour. Crash. Pick out some highlights here. Okay. Now the last pair of reds I've got are Poppy Red and Cardinal. And this time, to be different with the stripy leaf, I'm going to go all over in the light colour. This is very similar to what we did with the craft card when we made the pop-up cube cards for Christmas. I was colouring and my own little version of crafting when I was very little. I got hold of one of my mum's cookery books.
Oh, yes.
And decided to
Draw and scribble.
colour in it. Just adding some shade on the hearts. And then I'm just going to come in and do alternate stripes in the darker colour. Another quite subtle effect. So, he's yawning again.
What's that?
He's yawning again.
It's late nights, early mornings.
No. Thank you, Pam. Yes, I demolished one of my mum's, I think it was a Good Housekeeping cookery book with those big chunky crayons.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, I'd love to say what Patricia's just said.
What's that?
I can't read it. Brilliant, not that good.
Honesty of silly. Ooh. Ooh.
Say hello.
Hello. Lovely to have you here.
Ecuador. Hello, Ecuador.
Okay. And then, oh, let's do a little heart on this one. Set. Ooh. And I'm just going to go in with some of the colours, not all of them. That's green and another red. And we're going to colour in the little dots. And if you want to, you can colour around your tag as well. Just randomly going with the dots. No rhyme or reason to this, just putting colour down, trying to get it a little bit even as I go. Nicely to the design. And then we're going with the green one. Thank you. Really nice and colourful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And we've only got a little space to colour in, just go in lightly. That's it. That's the colouring done. We can cut these out now. Let's just trim away. Once I've cut it out, I'm going to add some white pen detail. And I'm just going to come in again, sorry, I'm out short. Go around, cut in, to border all the way around. I haven't included the little dots this time, but you can do. And then I'm going to come straight up the trunk first. I just find this easiest. Puts less pressure on the card.
No way could I cut like that. I need my knife.
And then all the way around. Trimming off as we go, like Julie does. Yeah, it takes the pressure off of the rest of the card that you're cutting around. It's amazing what a difference it makes. Trying to cut and make sure I'm in shot at the same time.
Yeah.
I do love this tree. And the snowflake, which I haven't used today. But I do love that background snowflake, or focal point snowflake. So lovely, and the designs are fresh and modern, I would say, but they can be traditional as well.
Colour scheme, doesn't it?
Yeah. These scissors, they're the same as Julie had. I've just changed. They're the Tonic Tim Holtz ones. These are they're 5 inch, I think. You can check. I got them from Hazel. So have a look. They are the smaller. There's 2, I think, and these are the smaller ones. I've had my other like small cutting scissors forever. They've been free with a magazine. And I just knew it was time that I needed to get some new ones. But these are great. Super sharp. Just take the end off of there. Set again, flatten down either with the front of your nails or with a bone folder. Rid of the mess, and we're ready to go. Okay, let's add in a little bit of detail with a white pen. Find it. I've got so much shoved into this jar, it's unbelievable. So I'm just going to put a little highlight. Get that going. So, little highlights onto the heart and around little puffy ones. They are. They're brilliant.
Oh, we might let everybody know that Asda's got a good deal of Posca pens at the moment.
They have. If you've got an Asda in their like stationery bit, they've got packs of, ooh, can't remember without looking, they're up on the shelf there, Posca pens for quite a bit cheaper than other places. I'm just filling in the little dots here and just around what I call the little puffy ones. How many's in there then? We've got everything. 8. So if we're after some paint pens, or just a bit on the trunk there as well. Okay, so that's that done. Those two can be drying off slightly. Okay. So we're making 2 cards, 15 by 15. 2 at a time for feeling brave. There we go, take 15 by 15. Okay, got a piece of backing card to go on first. Let's go with the original one. Yep. So we'll have red on one and green on the other, just to be different. Hope you'll try this. I'd love to see all the different colours everyone comes up with. Even if you haven't got the brushos or anything, you could still adapt the idea and put your inks through the stencils if you wanted to. That would still look great. It's just nice to introduce a few new things to your crafty stash. Okay, and we can pop our texture paste brusho backgrounds down, or like I said, use your oxides or acrylic paints, whatever you're comfortable with. We've got that straight. Let's move these up a little bit. And the same with this one. So we've got the negative and the positive. So I'm thinking maybe, let's do it that way. The next technique Tuesday, if I try and because the bleaching didn't quite work on that, if we concentrate on that, and I think we might have a go at some tissue paper bleeding as well, if you haven't tried that yet. So, has anybody used tissue paper bleeding before? Okay, I've got some bits of cardboard pre-cut to place these on with. Nice and easy.
There you go.
Nope, brilliant. If you want to get
Yeah, never heard of that.
if you want to get prepped for it, the cheapest tissue paper you can find,
Yeah.
because the colour needs to run. So not any nice posh
No.
tissue paper. I'm going to have these coming off the edge slightly. That looks quite funky. Put that down. If you want to, we can just put a little bit of glue on here.
It's called the Works. It's the best place we found one.
The Works, yeah, in the kids section.
Yeah.
They still do it. Haven't been in for a while.
No.
Put that down. That's it, just to keep the trunk in place. And another little bit of cardboard on the back of the sentiment tag. There we go. You don't need to put too much on these cards because I think they're quite standalone as they are.
Yeah, they're funky, beautiful these, my girl. I like these.
It's coming off at an angle if you want.
So bright and cheerful.
They're cool, aren't they? They're different. Yeah. Would you give them to someone special or not? That's the question.
You can do one of these.
Would they just be for anybody?
What did you say about her cards?
Let's not get into that again.
Julie, I forgot what you said about your cards. You did make your 49.
I'm all expecting one now. And again with this one, this will stick onto the top.
Oh, Patricia, I'm liking your language. Spun. She said it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Okay, again coming off the edge slightly.
Wasn't it, Gail? It was funny.
And these will stick down onto your backgrounds with no problem. Although it's, you can probably hear that's got the texture to it. There's no problem there at all with it sticking. It's not like glitter can be.
No. You couldn't dig yourself out of it, could you, Julie?
I was sitting there going, no, no.
I'm going to see if we can pronounce that. Patricia Hermosa.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Maybe not that clean. I'm more organised. You should have seen me when I was prepping this. My fingers were literally the blue from the turquoise. Okay, so all we're going to do with this one is we're going to add in some stickles for a change. So if you want to, you can fill some of these dots with the stickles. This one is the Stardust. And they're like little sparkly snowballs.
And one said she's got white tissue. We're talking colour.
Needs
tissue.
to be coloured. Yeah, it does need to be coloured. Some up here. Maybe one there. You could do all of the little dots if you wanted to, but just pick out a few, I think. Okay. So
I
that's
know
that
what I'm
one.
buying with Julie for Christmas. A shovel.
If you can see that. And then on this one, we can do some of the leaves. We do the stripy one. You could do them all, of course. Whatever takes your fancy. You've got to have sparkly on a Christmas card. Absolutely. Do the little dots. Let's do the little hearts. And maybe the leaves on the tag to let that stand out. Okay, bring that back in again.
Read what Pam's just put.
Oh, okay. Is that where we're going? I'll just smudge that. Look. There you go.
Oh, they're beautiful, girl.
Don't smudge it like I just did. So, that's those. This one was different colours. And I used two different ink pads to stamp that one out, and didn't colour it in but added the stickles all over, and then the different colour with the pink and the turquoise, which is also very lovely. So you'll be relieved to know that that's us finished. I did warn everyone it was a long one today. I hope you've enjoyed that and learnt some new things along the way, and some different things to do with the products, especially the creator cards and stencils, because it's nice to get as much out of what we buy as possible. And we might have got some products floating around in our stash that we've never used. So yeah, please give these techniques a go and share away in the group, tag us in it. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. So I shall see you all again in a fortnight, and it will be great to catch up with everyone tonight at 8 with Julie. So thank you all, take care, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, bye.
Bye.